Oh, there you are. Welcome to a Space Marine strike force that's about to take on the challenge of 5 million zombies. Will this small surgical strike force be enough, or will the Grey Mass once again consume all in its path? As always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. Now, let's get on with the battle. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Kicking off today's battle. Look at that gigantic horde. Now, we've only got a small amount of Space Marines here. 144 to be exact. I tried to keep it as realistic as possible to somewhat similar to what you might have on a tabletop. Now, I know we have got slightly a few more dreads than you would have on a tabletop game here, but roughly speaking, I think this is a decent amount of troops here. Now, let's see, will they be able to take on all of these zombies? Already you can see the assault cannon fire there, raining down onto the Grey Horde as he makes its way in. And look at them, unending numbers here. Just almost a living swarm, just riding its way forward. That bolt of fire now, slowly racking that front line. The assault marines have activated. Oh my god, that's a lot of firepower coming out of that line. Even for only a small amount of Space Marines. Look at that! It's absolute devastation. Space Marines already, 14,000 kills. Them assault cannons do not mess around. Now you might notice that a few of the Sons of Dawn have made their way into the Blood Raven ranks here. Well, that's simply because we don't actually have any Terminators for the Blood Ravens at the moment. So, as a substitution, we are using some of the Sons of Dawn here. Oh, this is absolutely magnificent. I love seeing the Space Marine line slowly carving its way through a gigantic herd. Look at them chainsaws revving up, just slicing up thousands and thousands of zombies. Already 37,000. Now you can see the numbers here trying to make their way around the flank here to outflank our Blood Raven's position. But of course, look at that bolt of fire, holding off the zombie advance for now. I am a little bit worried though that the Space Marines may get a little bit overwhelmed and surrounded. You can see Gabriel Angelo's here on the front line. Same size as a Dreadnought apparently. Oh, that big hammer just cleaving out zombies. The Terminators though, I think are going to be the showstoppers. For anyone who's watched the channel and seen these Space Marines in action before, these Terminators can take such a pounding, it's absolutely unbelievable. 66,000 kills already. I mean, that's really impressive. 144 Space Marines on the field. And in the first few minutes, we're already climbing up to 100k. Yeah, look at that in the background though. The Grey Horde now starting to surround the bolters. Now, these guys are on guard, so they are able to move around if they wanted to. But they've opted to stay in a wedge formation here, covering each other's backs with bolt of fire. We have got our Dreadnought here as well with its assault cannon. These things are really deadly. The amount of firepower they can put out, just spitting out true rounds of death. Look at this Space Marine line slowly advancing forward. Magnificent stuff here. We are actually rapidly approaching 100,000 kills. I'm actually really impressed with the amount of firepower here. I didn't think the Space Marines would be doing it this quick, but they're just chewing their way through the zombie horde. I suppose they are only zombies, and luckily ammunition's not a problem for them in this game. So they can just sit here belting out round after round, and it doesn't matter at all. Yeah, but look, the position is completely surrounded though now. I think that's fair to say. We're starting to get some lovely little body piles though, pooling up all around them. Of course, the Terminators are one of the first here. They get a magnificent corpse architecture. These assault dreadnoughts as well, they are so deadly. Probably one of the weaker melee units that we've actually got on the field, but they've got such a cleave radius on them. They can quite literally kill 100 or so zombies with each of their blasts here as they slam the fists into the floor. I mean, look at these piles that are just appearing around these two alone. Look at that, it's ridiculous. To be fair, these assault marines here have a very similar effect, but it's in a smaller arc. As you can see, they've been making steady progress forward. It is going to get to a point though where I don't think they'll be able to advance anymore, because each individual marine will just end up surrounded like it's the Doom guy. I mean, I can't wait for that, to be honest. It's going to look really cool. We're just going to have like 100 odd Space Marines all fighting solo battles, surrounded by zombies. I know how Space Marines normally would be, to be honest. This thick wedge of bolter fire here is putting up a mighty old defense. The zombies really struggling to get through this. A thick wedge of bolter dead. Can you actually imagine this, man? I think there's about 100 here, but if we had that many on the field, that'd be, that's a lot of bolter fire. There's actually quite a strong deployment here, realistically, for the Space Marines. They've committed a lot to this fight. It's always the weird thing I find about Space Marines. They're not really suited for frontline combat anymore. They just don't have the numbers. They are very much surgical strike units behind enemy lines, the equivalent to your special forces nowadays. Look at all them bodies just... Oh my god. It's a waterfall down the side of the cliff face here. A little worried about this dreadnought. Our two dreadnoughts here with the assault cannons. They're actually surrounded now. This is really bad for them. They've got no melee capability in this game. So they're having to try and use their assault cannon to point blank fire into the zombies, and honestly, that's no good for them. They can't really do that. As you can see here, it's not that effective. They're much more effective when shooting at a distance. If they were spreading their fire outwards like that, it'd be a totally different story. But unfortunately, the Space Marines have largely left them unsupported here. Maybe some of these Terminators can start to work their way over there, giving them a little bit of support. But at this rate, I think the zombies might actually end up taking one of these out. We have lost a Space Marine here. A single Space Marine has fallen. I do believe it was a bolter dude. To be honest, though, I did think these might be the first to start falling on the field here. They're some of the most heavily swarmed. They've got no melee capability because of how this game works. The units in this game either have a melee attack or they have a ranged attack. They can't have both, unfortunately. Because it would be so cool to get these guys being able to, you know, do a few slices, let off a bolt around, a few more slices. And it'd be nice to be able to get the flamethrowers on these guys working. But, you know, we are limited to what the game allows. We'll make do with what we have. And what we have at the moment is some magnificent corpse architecture going on. And a very small little blood pool that's appeared at the bottom here. Don't know where the rest of the goo is going. Maybe it's trickling all down into that lovely little reservoir down there. But the Space Marine position is holding it. The losses are slowly starting to mount up for them now. By bit. We really want to see what happens to these two assault cannons here. I keep forgetting what the actual name of these are, because I always want to call them assault dreadnoughts, but they're not, because these melee ones here, they're the assault dreadnoughts. I keep forgetting what these ones are called, so I just call them assault cannon dreadnoughts. I guess there are a type. I guess they're just called dreadnoughts. That's what they're called, aren't they? You bog standard dreadnoughts. Yeah, look, the zombies are really swarming these guys. We need to get some support over to them. The Sons of Dawn, they were bogged down in the grey flesh at the moment. Everyone's bogged down in it. But like I said, I don't think the Space Marines are actually really pushing out that much further at the moment. I think they've gotten to a point now where the line is sort of stalled. They can't push further because they're getting slowly surrounded. Look at this guy over here, making his own personal hell. It's almost like they're making their own burial mound, quite frankly. It's like the opposite of digging your grave. Oh, you've got to pile up your grave. Make sure there's enough dead enemies underneath you before you succumb to your wounds. Otherwise, it won't look impressive. Okay, so what I want to do here is, because we've now lost 4 in total, I want to hit a little time-lapse camera. In fact, we'll come over this side so we can see the Terminators at work, and we can see if these bolters start getting overwhelmed. We'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our magnificent corpse architecture here. Oh my god, look at this. The Blood Ravens here have been piling up the corpses. The Sons of Dawn also have. Back-to-back fighting here from the Terminators, and they've just literally made a mountain out of the zombies. Now, interestingly enough, we've lost about 24 of our Space Marines here as Gabriel Angelo swings his mighty hammer about, still splattering zombies. But I think we've actually lost our two dreads with the assault cannons at the moment. But yeah, look, the Space Marines starting to get scattered and surrounded slowly but surely here. Still taking only a few losses though. If they keep this at current attrition rate up, they will actually win the fight. But of course, some of them are getting damaged and haggard now from the constant melee fighting that is going on. I'm actually amazed that this group is still going, to be honest. They've been swarmed for the last 20-odd minutes here. At least it's been 20 minutes for me. I appreciate with the time lapse, it's been a lot quicker for you. But look at that. I just love this. The mountain of bodies that they've made here. These guys have been putting in the work. All of them have, quite frankly. Though, like I said, I am predicting that the last ones alive on this field are going to be our Terminators here. Maybe Gabriel Angelos might outlive some of these guys. But I don't know. It's shaky, man. It's shaky. The Space Marine losses here are absolutely devastating to the Imperium of Man. 25, that's a lot of Space Marines to lose to a zombie horde. Sorry, I can't get over that body pile that the Terminators have made in the background there. It's just stupendously big. But we are going to have to hit another time-lapse camera here because we're still not even at 1 million kills yet. But interestingly enough, the zombies have only got 3.6 million remaining. I think that might be because some of these dreadnoughts and things do a bit of environmental damage. So the AoE attack isn't all the kills aren't counted towards the Space Marines. So some of them are counted as environmental. Yeah, they've lost quite a few to environmental kills so far. Maybe close to 400,000, 300,000. Oh my god, look at that. But I don't know if the Space Marines are going to keep pushing because, like I said, it has been largely a static line up until this point. But yeah, let's hit another time-lapse camera. Where should we go this time? I think we'll go to the front and watch Gabriel Angelos over here doing these little bits of work. Can we get down so we can see body piles? Yes. Lovely. Okay, we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and my oh my, I'm starting to get a little bit worried here for our Space Marine battle brothers. We've lost almost 50 of their number here, and there's still 3 million zombies remaining on the field. That's a worrying amount. This is turning into a right old battle of attrition here for the Space Marines, but I'm loving all these corps. Look at this! Just this gigantic mountain we've made at the back. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I really do think, though, as I've said already, it is all going to come down to these chaps over here, the Sons of Dawn. They're going to be the ones fighting it till the bitter end here. It is slow but steady progress here. Oh my god, look at these body piles actually. We're going to start connecting them up bit by bit here. There's going to be nowhere for the blood to funnel out. The zombies are getting really confused about which ones to go for as well. They don't know whether to go for that side or this one over here. Yeah, these guys have been taking names all throughout this. We're at about 36 minutes here now for me. So, yeah, there's going to be a few time lapses in this one because it is literally Space Marines slowly grinding their way through just this gigantic horde. And what I'm really looking forward to is all the big crazy body piles that we have at the end of it. But that does mean that we are going to be hitting another time-lapse camera in a minute here. But I don't know where we should go from this time. I think we should just go back up here. Because realistically, the biggest body piles are coming up from these two groups here. The rest of them are sort of just a distraction on the field at the moment. Can we get a nice one from the side? Okay, yeah, we should be able to see some of the bodies building up here. Hopefully they don't run out of frame. Okay, back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Corpse Architecture Update 2.0. And my oh my, our Terminators have been doing some magnificent work here on the zombie hordes. You can see in the background, it looks like a lot of our assault marines have now perished. Either that or they're so spread out. Look at this. They are literally, like I predicted at the very start, fighting individual battles here against gigantic swarms of zombies. Oh man, they've pushed so far out, and look at all these little hills that they've created. You can almost see the paths that they've taken to get here as these little trenches of zombie corpses are just piled up all over the place. Speaking of zombie corpses piled up here, look at this. A magnificent display here as our last few battle brothers back to back with their bolters tried to take out the rest of the zombie swarm. Now we're down to our last 45 space marines here. We've lost 99. The zombies have only got 2 million left. Are our Terminators and Gabriel Angelos here, who's still battling it out on the front line, going to be enough to hold them all back? Only time will tell as we go into another time-lapse camera here. I want to watch these space marines pile up the bodies around them. Back in a moment. Welcome back, folks, and my oh my, have we been making some progress here. 3.4 million of the zombies are now dead. We've been at 38 remaining Space Marines here for a very long time. We're at about 1 hour and 30 minutes into the recording now, and the Space Marines are still going strong here. They've lost 106, but look, I don't think any of them have been our Terminators over here, who've now made quite a few mountains. All these here, it's the Terminators' work. They've just been absolutely slicing their way through that zombie horde. Now let's have a look at over the other side, because it looks like the Space Marines have pushed out even further. Oh my gosh, I think they're trying to get to water because they've been fighting for that long. They just need a little bit of a drink at the moment. Oh my god, look at this. Like I said before, you can see the paths that they've taken here. Carving, look at these guys. They've literally started up here, carved a path down this way. Look, that's where they've ended up. It's absolutely phenomenal work here. I know we've had quite a few time lapses, but quite frankly, it's just Space Marines slowly stabbing their way through hundreds of zombies. It's very hard to commentate on and make it interesting. I think anyone would struggle with that. But I do like the time-lapse cameras that we have here. We're able to see all the bodies just building up slowly here. Gabriel Angelos on the front line, still going strong, completely covered in blood. I'm a little bit worried he might not survive till the end here. We can't afford to lose the Chapter Master. That'd be very bad. But to be honest, I'm also amazed that some of these Assault Marines are still going. Look at these guys just chilling out in the background, only hoping to take on a few at a time. But the Space Marines have done some fine work here. Are we going to be able to get through the 1 million remaining zombies, though? That is the question here. I want to see these guys pile up the bodies a little bit more. Oh, God, they've been doing some magnificent work. Let's leave it to Gabriel here and his Terminators and the Assault Marines. And let's go towards our final kill count here. Will the Space Marines do it? Let's find out. Well, folks, here we are, 3 hours deep into the recording. We're down to the last 180,000 nomas here left on the field, slowly meandering their way across this little dried up ravine here. But the Space Marines have lost one single unit in that time. Look at this, they've just carved a path through the landscape here. Some of these are absolutely, look at this thing over here. Absolutely gigantic. The Terminators have been taking a little bit of a rest, I did notice over here. They've run out of things to slay in their visible sight, so they've just decided to have a nice little breather, looking at all their lovely work. I didn't think Gabriel Angelos was down here, was it? Oh no, he might have died. Is he dead? Or is he alive? I can't see him, he's not there. Oh no, he fell at the very end of the fight. Oh no, the Chapter Master has died. But the problem here, ladies and gentlemen, because we've been recording for so long, I'm actually starting to run out of hard drive space and I need room to edit this video. So we are going to actually have to end this one here. It has been a mega slug, and quite honestly, I think the Space Marines are going to win this one. They've got 37 remaining here against 160,000. They've killed 4.3 million. I mean, yeah, I think they've pretty much got this one in the bag. It was only a matter of time. But as always, I do hope you've had a blast. I know I have. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all you channel members who help to keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out the amazing Chaotic Pinky store. We've got some really cool merch over there. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.